Hello, guys. My name's Steve, and welcome to today's live stream entitled USCIS Class Action Lawsuit. Who wants to join me? In today's live stream, I'm going to share with you my frustrating year-long process of trying to get my fiance here. Her name's Irina, and have her come to the United States so we can finally get married and start our life together. How many other you guys out there can relate? Maybe you're stuck in the same boat as me. Please comment below, share your story if you'd like, and we can talk about it. COVID, as you know, has just dramatically influenced both K-1 visa and CR1 spousal visa delay times. And in today's live stream, I'll share which route now seems to be the clear choice for guys during this COVID era. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Steve. I'm a happily engaged client of Match Guarantee and now a success coach with Match Guarantee, and I'm here to help you guys best I can and your bro on the same journey. Here's a short video so you guys can see how lucky I got. So let me ask you guys, if I can get so lucky finding such a beautiful Ukrainian wife, and I can tell you Irina is more beautiful on the inside, why can't any of you guys? Now check this absolutely horrifying story of a guy who was just looking for love in Ukraine, and this happened to him.
I was having tea in a Lviv cafe when a stranger asked me if he could join me. Being Canadian, I was happy to oblige him. But then the next thing I knew, I felt a strange kind of dizziness. When I suspected that my tea had been drugged, I got up to leave. Then out of nowhere, I was grabbed, thrown in a car, driven out into the dark snowy woods, assaulted, robbed, and left for dead in a field. If a Ukrainian Good Samaritan had not seen my snow-covered body, I wouldn't be alive today to tell you my story. I woke up in what looked like a war-torn Lviv hospital with doctors standing over me, and I heard repeatedly the words, "Dead, dead." My survival journey is another chapter. My name is Dennis Novoselsky, and I'm a bachelor number 1 in the contest, Who Wants to Marry a Foreigner?
So, Who Wants to Marry a Foreigner contest? We still have 32 of 37 spots currently open up for grabs right now. So that's for our second contest. So you'll still have every chance to win our coveted $10,000 lifetime match guarantee package, which, you know, for free. So, and if any of you guys have any questions while we're out there, feel free to ask, and we will try to answer those as quick as I can. So anyway, if you are interested in the contest, you can now go register at matchguarantee.com/register, or click in the registration link in the description below this video. Sunday, March 28th at 6 p.m. Will be my next live, and I'll talk about fat man dating in Ukraine. What do beautiful Ukrainian women think of fat guys? And more importantly, if you're overweight like a guy like me, what are your chances? Well, I think you guys know the answer to that one, but I'll be basically sharing my personal experience on this topic from the heart to help you guys out so you can relate to me. No, it's not a pre-recorded video. So I'm here. I'm live. If you want to ask something, go ahead. Otherwise, I am running everything myself, so I might be a little slower, but yes, this is a live video. So do me a favor, subscribe in the bottom right now and smash the bell icon, and so you won't miss all the good stuff coming up in all of our live streams. So let's get going on today's topic. Okay, let's get in my story so you understand what led me to look at hiring a attorney and considering launching a federal lawsuit to force the embassy to Kiev to hear my fiance's case and basically make a determination. So anyway, the backstory, USCIS received my K-1 application in February of 2020. I've had the case go through the USCIS. I've had the case go through the National Visa Center, and they've been approved. The embassy received my case the second week of November in 2020. Soon after that, around the 26th of November, the embassy in Kiev announced it was just stopping scheduling appointments for non-immigrant and immigrant visas. The excuse was that they didn't have enough staff due to COVID. Now, the embassy in Kiev, if you didn't know, it has 620 workers. I could never get a straight answer how many employees are missing from COVID. I was told they only have 2 workers that work on the immigrant and non-immigrant visas. Now the embassy in Kiev, it's the largest embassy in Kiev of any other country. It's the 3rd largest U.S. embassy abroad. To me, those were excuses. They were lame. They were processing them at a slow rate through COVID, and then all of a sudden just stopped. Arena and I, we had previously planned on getting married in September, and according to the average times of approval, that's when we thought it would be. It would be the end of August, 1st of September, and that's what we were planning on doing. The embassy wouldn't give us a timetable for when they would resume. We then thought maybe by Thanksgiving, then maybe after Christmas, but nothing. I kept contacting the embassy, and nothing would happen. So I was stuck. What do I do? So after the holidays, I contacted both my senator's offices, and one of the senator's office actually got back to me and said the timetable they were given for them to restart in Kiev was spring or summer. This was very frustrating. So I looked around and I contacted an attorney in Southern California that had success in getting cases that were stuck unstuck. The strategy in suing the USCIS, the Department of Homeland Security, National Visa Center, and Embassy is using what's called a writ of mandamus. And the attorney said I needed to wait at least a year from when the USCIS officially received my paperwork. What that writ of mandamus does is ask the federal court to force the government to render a decision in the case. It does not force them to approve the case or finish the paperwork, and a lot of attorneys are just unwilling to go to court to file these, as it really depends on which federal judge you happen to get. So while we were waiting, right around the 1-year point, my fiance was just going to work, and then all of a sudden she contracted COVID. Then she brought it home and she spread it to her 67-year-old mother, who was and is currently still hospitalized and not in very good shape. So at this point, we're discussing, we had been discussing suing for damages. Again, I contacted both senator's office and my representative's office for help, and they really had nothing for me. They said that there was nothing they could do. So I contacted the attorney's office again about a week ago after the year had passed, and talked to them about damages. So Then over the last weekend, if you subscribed and saw my last live, the embassy actually announced that they were going to start offering appointments again for the immigrant visas on April 1st. Now, to see if they actually follow through with this, again, I'm not sure because Kiev is now in a lockdown. And if you saw, Joe did an update a few days ago that, it's going to be a 3-week process, and we'll see if the embassy, one, stays open, which I imagine they will. They stayed open through COVID. And then 2, if they're actually going to keep their word and start processing immigrant visas again, or if they're just going to use this as another excuse not to do it. The fact, we'll see. If they begin processing visas again, then I probably will not have a case really to make, as the attorney said. The damages will be more or less rendered moot if they start processing them again. The writ of mandamus, all it did was force them to make a decision on my case. So anyway, we check multiple times a day. I email the embassy at least twice a week. I try to push it along. Arena calls there and tries to be as squeaky of a wheel as we can. Of course, at this point, even if she had her visa, it would be difficult for her to come right now as her mother is still recovering and probably has quite a ways to go before she's able to go home, and Arena would then be able to join me. If she does get her visa, she does have 6 months to use it. So that's what we're hoping for. The process of when you get your K-1 visa, you get your appointment. You have to take your medicals at that point before you go. So I'm guessing if they do on April 1st allow some people to go, they will finally put some more in the future, probably end of April or last May, 1st of May, somewhere in there. So we can actually make some headway in getting her medicals done and shots and all that. Now, I will tell you what we did is I had her go get a titer test before the lockout started. And what a titer does is it shows what she's immune to. So they don't have very good records in Ukraine, as you guys can probably guess, from childhood inoculations, things like that. So a titer, what it does is it just is a simple blood test, and it shows what is in the blood, what they're immune to, what they've had shots for, because you don't want to have to repeat shots if you don't have to. So if you're stuck, there's always options. I would encourage people, don't stop. If you are, just keep plugging away. A lot of times, you can find someone to help you. Unfortunately, a lot of times that's an attorney and it costs money, but do you want to be together, and how quick do you want it to be together? This has been very difficult. It's been long and hard, and it's just one thing after another keeps sending roadblocks up. So anyway, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to write, and I can answer them, as many questions as you have. If you have any other questions or want a topic, want me to do a live stream on, feel free to write in the comments below. Next week, I plan to join me on when I answer questions and talk about roadblocks dating in Ukraine, and we can, I can talk to you about my experience and what I've seen as a success coach and as an actual client, as far as men I'm coaching, and my own experience in how women are responding in Ukraine to certain guys that may have a roadblock or a perceived roadblock, and if it's something that we can help with or not. So anyway, back to the CR1 K1 visa. Now, like I talked to you about, if you are 100% certain what you're going to do, the best way to go would be the CR1 marriage visa. Those have not been stopped. They keep doing those on a slower basis, and will continue to keep doing those. Those are taking priority over the K1 visas. The K1 visas, when you start, is considered a non-immigrant visa, and then it kind of switches midway through to an immigrant visa. So sometimes you won't find the information you're looking for in the non-immigrant section, and you'll find it in the immigrant section. Why they don't just switch it to an immigrant visa? Because if you're coming here and getting married, it's going to be an immigration type issue. Again, what a K1 visa is, it's almost like a travel visa on steroids. So if the lady's never been here before, she's able to come, see how you live, and pretty much you have 4 months to get married and make a determination if this is what you want to do. And for some ladies who've never been to the United States, that's real important for them to see where you live. For Arena, luckily we have a lot of good communication where we can Skype or use Viber and things like that. So, I've been able to show her my house, take her around to the store with me, and have her kind of see what I do and what my life is like. The difference for her is she's coming from a city of 3 million people, about the size of Los Angeles, for example. And then she's going to be coming to the city I live in, which has 50,000 people. And it's more rural. It's more farm community. So what she's used to is going to be completely different. That's one of those things where, it's real difficult for some of the ladies to understand. Sometimes when they think farm life, they think village, and it's not like that at all. I live in a small city with neighbors and everything like that. It's just not the large scale, flat type living that she's used to. So that's something that she's going to get used to. She's actually looking forward to it. A lot of Ukrainian ladies don't have pets. That's something that she's looking forward to having. She really loves my little dog, and can't wait to be able to spoil him as well. So that's just some things to look at when you're doing it. Trying to decide K1 visa, CR1 visa. The CR1, again, the biggest thing with that is they've not stopped doing them. They're continually doing them. And right now, they're more or less, one of the attorneys I just recently spoke to going through this process said right now with the CR1 and the K1, unless things change. Now, and that is unless things change and they're given a little different guidance, it's going to take an extra year from what it was going on before. So if it took, it was 6 months to 8 months was a timetable for a K1 visa, add a year to that is now kind of what you're looking at. As CR1, it was taking 8 months to 10 months, add a year to that. The difference is, of course, with the K1, the embassies are choosing when and if they're going to start working on those or not. So the CR1's considered, since it's a United States person, you are able to get those more or less, keep getting them, keep working on them every day or every time they're open to try to get those caught up, because again, they're considered immigrant visas and they're considered work for United States citizens. So it's considered in a higher class than a K-1 visa. Anyway, if you have any questions, again, feel free to ask away. If not, I can answer anything else you might have. Right now, if you don't know, that Kiev and Lviv are in a lockdown. What that takes is it's restaurants. You have to do takeout, shopping malls, entertainment complexes, things like that are now shutting down. They shut down starting yesterday on Saturday, and it'll go into effect for 3 weeks. So if you're looking at going to Ukraine, it's something you probably want to put off for at least till after the 10th of April, and when things are going to be open up. Now, Ukraine is still open. You still can get a flight there. You can still get a motel room there. If you have someone to visit, you can definitely still do that. I've thought about going to help Irina and her mom, and the problem is, getting there. If you're not living with someone or something like that, it's takeout. You can't go out on dates, for example, things like that, because there's very little places that are open. So if you have somewhere to go or people to stay with or all that, then you can still go and do what you do. So for me, it would be more or less a working vacation. So if that were to happen, it doesn't matter if things were open or things were closed. So anyway, Uber will still run. The Metro, for example, is still working. Jobs, they're asking people to telecommunicate or teleconference in and communicate that way. But a lot of people still will go into the office for work. I know Irina still has to go to the office for work. They're just doing very little things out of the office. So hopefully that if you have someone over there, and they're going to work, hopefully again, they're taking all the precautions and making sure they're wearing masks, that kind of thing. If you're caught outside without a mask, you can get fined. I want to say it's $50 or $100. The Metro, again, it's running, but it's running at a reduced rate, and they're limiting the amount of people on board, so it takes longer to get places. Grocery stores and drugstores are still open. For those that are unfamiliar with the medical system there in Ukraine, there's not a lot they do for you. You go there, you may get a bed if you're sick, but as far as medicines, as a family member, you're asked to go get the medicines with the prescription and bring them back to the hospital for the sick people that are there. Also, the food we complain about hospital food, but our hospital food is great compared to what they're given. So when you have someone in the hospital over there, a lot of times you take them food to try to help them gain strength, things like that. My fiance's mom, unfortunately, is not to a point where she can eat, let alone talk. So this is going to be kind of a longer recovery for that. So anyway, that is about all I have for today. If any of you, again, have questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. If you are still interested in our contest, we still have some spots left. Just remember, if you do sign up for it, we do ask you to do some things, what we call homework. That's the way that people get to choose if you do this kind of thing. So for example, if you want to register for the contest, you're going to be asked to do a life coaching call, and we'll ask you a lot of different questions, and people get to watch those calls and then vote on who they think should be our bachelors. So for this contest, so we have nothing to do with choosing who they are. We will we're going to let the people with the most views. That's going to be how it's decided. So I have someone asking, how do I watch the show? Well, it's not even in pre-production yet. Joe's still working with them on that. When they're going to do it, we have to have the bachelors chosen and all that, and then they'll start production on the actual show. As far as when, where, all that, we'll keep you in as far as any information we have, we'll pass that along in our live streams. So again, it looks like that is about all I have for today. Last time, if there's any questions for you, it doesn't look like there is. I hope to see you next week. And again, it will be roadblocks, different roadblocks that men get. For me, my weight was a big factor, and just generally how do people get along with it, or if they are true roadblocks to finding romance in Ukraine. So anyway, no more questions. So if you do have a question, you watch this later, please make sure you write a question in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer the questions. So anyway, that's all for today, and we will see you in a week. Bye. So bye-bye.
Have you been searching for a beautiful wife? Do you dream of meeting the perfect woman, but haven't found her? Well, imagine if there was a simple way this could all change for you. Imagine if there was a Canadian marriage agency that would introduce you to as many beautiful women as it takes until you find the one. Ukraine, a lost world of beautiful traditional women. At last, a place where you can find the beautiful wife you have always dreamed of. Every Ukrainian woman dreams of having a happy family. Now you can have a traditional beautiful wife from Ukraine, creating happy family memories forever. So what are you waiting for? Register right now and Skype our beautiful ladies completely free. So what makes us different, you might ask? Why not ask Google simply by searching Match Guarantee Reviews?